Y'all, I am so freaking annoyed right now. So annoyed. Now, y'all have seen my little videos about people pulling up in my yard. And I know y'all be like, yo, this lady is crazy. You remember I said a couple of times, I was like, the shit is just weird. Like, why are y'all like this? Like, why are y'all here? Why do y'all keep doing this? And I told you I had called my landlord and I had told her, like, it's odd that people keep pulling up like this. Like, in the States, they don't do that unless they're casing your home, you're about to get robbed, or they're pulling up on you. She was like, oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was how, things were seen. Like, that's not how it is here, blah, blah, blah. Come to find the hell out, they were casing the house. So, no, I didn't get robbed. Oh, it gets more interesting than that. It's much more interesting than that. She calls me today. She's out in the yard. I have the landscaping guys here. They're cutting it, whatever. And she says to me, hey, these pigeon peas trees that you have out here, they have to go. Someone has notified my aunt back in the States, mind you, who is the homeowner, that these are in the ground and not in pots. And so therefore, they have to go. I'm like, what? I said, hold on. Let me get this straight. Some hoe who don't pay nary a cent of rent to live here and has no jurisdiction over this abode that I pay for every month has been coming into my yard, walking around, seeing what they need to see, probably taking pictures, I don't know. But they have to be intimately into my yard to know that my pigeon peas are not in pots. You had to have walked into my yard, lifted up the branches, because mind you, it's a large bush, so the branches hang down almost to the ground. You had to have come, pulled that shit back so you could look under there to see that it's not in a pot. That was violation already. Then you supersede my actual landlord with this information and take it all the way to the homeowner who is an elder aunt living in the States. Bitch, what? Why are y'all like this? Like, the level of fuckery that goes on here in these Virgin and Islands is just too much. So at this point, I'm livid. I'm like, where are you right now? She's like, I'm actually in your yard. Oh, I'm coming outside. So I come outside. I'm like, listen, I'm annoyed. I'm like highly annoyed. And I want you to know I'm not annoyed at you, because I know that you are not the issue. You are literally just sharing this information with me, and you're doing what the homeowner is asking you to do as their, as their agent, as their middleman, as the property manager. I'm not upset with you, but you need to understand how frustrating it is for me to constantly have your fucking family members who live around here looking, telling, providing insight as to what they think needs to happen, this, that, and the other, about the house that I pay rent at, that they don't. I have a problem with that. And they literally have been doing this since we moved here. Like, it's been real, And she said to me, honestly, you're not the issue. I know. She was like, you're not the issue. You've been great. Basically you pay your rent on time. Like, you've been a great tenant. But I got chewed out, by my aunt for, you know, letting you have the pigeon peas there. And, you know, this is where we're at right now. So I'm thinking in my mind, okay, so it's not me, it's your family. It's your family throwing salt in the game. And they no longer want me here because I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Raising too much ruckus. I don't let them just pull up on my lawn whenever they want to, which is how this all started. It's probably that one aunt that I had to lay out very nicely and say, you know, can you get the hell on? Like, why are you sitting in my lawn? Ever since then, there's been tension. And I'm guessing they're over that. And that's fine. But this is the reason why we're buying land. Because there will never, ever, ever be another time where I'm giving so much money to someone else to live somewhere and they feel like they have the say-so. Or not even them. Their family members who don't own the land feel like that they have say-so over what I do. I said, I'm really annoyed by this because when we first looked at this house, I told you that I planned on planting a garden. I told you that I had 30 baby trees in pots. I told you that. You said to me, Miss Clark, do whatever you want. You are fine. We just want you to be comfortable. She repeated that several times throughout the past 2 years. Miss Clark, you are absolutely fine. Do whatever you want. We just want you to be comfortable. Now, all of a sudden, it's, well, I didn't know that they were going to have a problem with the pigeon peas in the ground. I'm so sorry. I got chewed out, so I'm just letting you know, like, this is what they want. Oh. So all of a sudden, there's these different rules and regulations that are coming from the homeowner that weren't coming from you. Now, let me give you all a little understanding. This is my garden. Now, I already pulled up everything that was over here. I pulled everything out. I took down the trellis already. And, you know, little by little, we're taking the garden down. Now, from here, you can't see the base of anything. You can't see the base. If I'm backing up right now toward the street to give you an idea of what you can see from the actual street. So if you were driving by like a normal human being, this is what you would see from the street. Now tell me, honey, can you tell from this vantage point what's in a pot and what's not? Clearly you cannot. Clearly. So you had to have come all the way into my yard. That's the only way you would be able to see what's what. Now, mind you, on top of that, this was probably 6 months ago. Some other auntie had driven past. It was for the butterflies. Whatever the butterflies eat. I'll write it or something over here. Whatever it was in a pot. And it was in the front yard. And it was over. But you couldn't see the pot because there was some herbs and stuff that was around the pot that had grown up kind of tall. Some Cuban cilantro, Cuban thyme. And an auntie rolled past then. And she called me. Well, you know, my auntie, you know, she let me know that you have this, you know, tree in the front yard. And it's, you know, it needs to be removed because that's where our cistern is. Blah, blah, blah. And they're concerned about, you know, the roots growing into the cistern. I said, it's in a pot. I can totally just move it. So I just moved it. And then when she came by, she looked, she said, oh, you moved it already? I told you it was in a pot. I'm so sorry, Miss Clark. I don't know why my auntie, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, she just rode by and she saw it and she just really didn't like that. And they were so concerned and da-da-da-da. And so you can put it back. No, I'm not putting it back. Y'all was so concerned that y'all wanted me to move this, right? Y'all wanted me to move that tree so that the roots would not go into your concrete cistern. So I moved it. I'm so sorry. You can do whatever you want. No, I can't. Not according to your family members. They have a lot of say-so over what happens over here, apparently. And honestly, I'm over that. So it's kind of bittersweet that we're probably going to have to move a year early, because it really just puts in perspective that we absolutely have to secure this land. We have to secure this move. We don't have an option now. Sometimes God does things like that. When you're really like considering something, you're going back and forth in your mind, He'll make it so that you really don't have an option. Now, here was the coup de grace. Oh, and by the way, when your lease is up, which is next July, it's currently November. When your lease is up, they're going to be moving back here. What? From stateside. They're moving back here. Why? I don't think that's actually the thing. So I said, that's really interesting, because I told you that, we're probably going to need to be here another 2 years. My son graduates high school in 2024. So we had 2 years. We're literally going to look at land in January in hopes of securing a home and everything with land in the spring. But it sounds to me like we got to be out by the summer. And so we got to figure out what we're going to do for that additional year while my son is in high school, because he'll be in his senior year. I'm not going to pull him out in his senior year and make him graduate from another school. Absolutely not. And he's getting a certification. He's getting an auto body certification for free. So I'm definitely not about to take away his opportunity to get his free certification just because the people in your family are nosy and can't mind their fucking business. Okay. I didn't add all of that. I didn't add all of that sauce. I should have. But no, I said to her, we were planning to be here for 2 years, as we previously discussed, and my son is graduating high school, in 2024. So it sounds like we'll need to vacate this space and then find another space for 1 year while my son finishes school. Oh yeah, you did say that. Okay, well, we can talk to her and maybe, she'd be able to push it back, 1 more year. If she can push it back for 2 years, she's not really coming. She's not really coming. Who can push back their move plans 2 years? Why does she need to come back if she actually can just delay an additional year? You're lying. Just say, you know what, Eve? We don't want you here anymore. So that is today's episode of Living in St. Croix and Why Are You Like This? The family dynamic here is odd. I don't get it. But this is also not my culture. So if you choose to move to St. Croix, just understand that families here have a lot of say-so, and they have family plots of land. And even if you rent from them, or even if you buy a home, I've heard this in some of the Facebook groups, even if you buy a home on a family plot of land, like one family member sells the home on the family plot or whatever, if the other family members don't like you, they will make your life hell. I don't have time. I love y'all. Please keep me in prayer as we plan this next stage in our journey. See y'all next time.